لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Inshallah, we ask all the brothers to get closer, inshallah, as it is the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he commanded the Sahaba, ما أراد تفرقكم في الشعاب إلا من الشيطان. Tonight, inshallah, as we know, it's a lot of brothers might not make it. It's getting cold outside. We don't want anybody to miss any halaqah, inshallah. So we'll give a brief, inshallah, introduction about something what we all have to understand and learn, which is about the madhabs. And we have to talk about it because this issue of the madhabs, inshallah, that's why I wanted to have, maybe have 2 lectures about it instead of one of them. And maybe 2, we might not even be able to cover all of this. It's very important to know that this madhab started with something which is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to something completely against the deen, 100% against the deen. Some of you will be surprised. Yes, it led the ummah to almost the ummah was not following Quran, was not following Sunnah. It led to some group following one madhab would not vary from the other madhab. The some group from one madhab would not pray behind somebody from the other madhab. Relate to some, like Masjid Dimashq, the mosque in Dimashq. And I will give you the years and the place and the names when we give the full lecture, inshallah. They have 2 masjids that have different locations, but this one in Dimashq have 4 mihrabs. One is Hanafi, one is Maliki, one is Shafi'i, one is Hanbali. So when the talk is given by Hanafi, everybody names. And everyone's covered, is this the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Is it what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said? This is indeed your ummah, ummatan wahida. One ummah. Ala rabbukum fa'idun. I am your Lord, so worship me. The ulama, that's what we want to just give you just a hint. But we want to cover this lecture, هذه المحاضرة. لابد أن نبدأ أولا بسبب ظهور هذه المذاهب. ما معنى المذهب أولا؟ سبب ظهورها، سبب انتشارها، سبب انحراف من ادعى الانتساب إليها. ثم بعد ذلك جاءت طبقة أخرى فحاربت هذه النزعة وردت الأمة إلى الأخذ بالدليل القرآن والسنة. We need to talk about how it all started, then how it developed, then how it got spread, then how it got completely lost, then how we come back to the way that Allah wants us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's very serious matters. That's why we have to cover all of this. So you know, sometimes when you talk about the madhab, this is something you have to be very careful. Because some people claim, I follow this madhab, I follow that madhab. But if he gets to understand that statement really caused so much fitna in the ummah, caused bloodshed, caused some calling others kafirs. And I'm not talking about today, I'm talking about like at least a few hundred years ago, 500, 600, 700 years ago. It was big fitna in the ummah. It became like, when you look at the ummah from outside, impossible they are following, they worshiping one? Allah. It's impossible they are following one Quran. It's impossible they are following one messenger. It's just impossible. وَبَلَغَ الْغُلُو فِي الْأَشْخَاص. This excessiveness was spread towards the alims. Now, you talk about the alim, wallahi, before you talk about Quran and Sunnah. An alim becomes like a ma'soom and follower. And following him blindly, to the point you don't even bother to listen. Is there a proof from Quran and Sunnah? No. As long as it's said by that alim, it's gone. That khalas. لو كان صوابا لقال به شيخ. Listen to this statement. If it was correct, my sheikh could have said it. But if it's not correct, if it's not said by my sheikh, cannot be correct. Imagine. We will give example how masjids were destroyed. Matters that were really destroyed the ummah and caused the ummah to really suffer. Ummah has suffered twice. One of them عند ظهور هذه الفرق الكبرى. أول الفرق كانت الخوارج. 5 major sects appeared in the ummah that really slowed the ummah, and also a lot of people lost compass. Direction of the ummah was lost. The progress was completely non-existent. Why? Because of this group that appear. See, the Ummah, when it loses the unity, loses the leadership, it doesn't exist no more. Allah put the strength and the barakah in our unity, in our leadership. One man, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He united the one from the east to the west, the north and the south, not because of him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ولكن الله ألف بينهم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ألف بين قلوبنا. Allah united our heart. That's why we got united behind him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he united all nationalities, alayhi salatu wa sallam. We lost all of that. So now this group, when they appear in the Ummah, who is close to the end of the Sahaba period. ظهرت فتنة الخوارج. Khawarij, the outsiders, they appeared at the time of Ali ibn Abi Talib and Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, and so many Sahaba still alive. This fitna appeared, Sahaba were alive. I mean, these are people who were sitting with Rasulullah learning from Rasulullah, and there is a group that broke away from the Ummah and start calling, how serious is the fitna of the Khawarij? Nobody is moving except them. Meaning everybody else is what? Kafir, including Sahaba. This is how serious it is. كفروا كل من لا يتمذهب أو يتبع مذهبهم أو ذهبوا إليه. وكانوا يرون أن هؤلاء لما خرجوا وعلم بهم علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله عنه انفصلوا وذهبوا إلى مكان اسمه حروراء. When they left and broke away from when there was a dispute between Ali and Muawiyah, and they wanted to seek judgment. So the group says, how can you seek a judgment other than the judgment of the Quran? So you might think they are right. So they went outside and they called everybody kafir. Khalas. And they start building their aqidah, their madhab. And they went to this city called Harura town. They call them Haruriya and they call them Khawarij. Khawarij kharaju ala jama'at al-Muslimin. They went out of the jama'ah of the Muslim. Haruriya because to this place. And subhanAllah, the truth, the haqq is what? The batil gets divided and gets multiplied. When they start being they themselves, they start building their aqidah. If you want to control the mass and you want to keep the group, you have to build something for them so they can stick with it. Among the matters was their aqidah is صاحب الكبيرة مخلد في النار. The one who commits a major sin will be for eternity in hellfire. Of course, you know the Quran. إن الله لا يغفر أن يشرك به ويغفر ما دون ذلك لمن يشاء. Allah does not forgive associated partners with him, forgive everything else to whomsoever he wants. So this is clear, but look how the shaitan make him go that way. وكان أيضا من أكبر شعاراتهم أنه لا ينفع مع المعصية إيمان. And another slogan that they have, Iman will not benefit you when you have a sin. Iman will not be any good. What do you know good if you sin? Major sin. Your Iman is useless. So they start spreading their teaching and try to influence other people to join them. وكرد الفعل لهذا الأمر ظهرت المرجئة. As a reaction to this group, appeared another group. This group called the Murji'ah. This group says, Iman will do you no good when you have a sin. This group said, no sin will harm you if you have the Iman. It's the opposite. If you have the Iman, do whatever you want. Nothing will hurt you. وكانوا سموا بالمرجئة لأنهم يخرجون العمل عن مفهوم الإيمان. العمل يرجعون العمل ليس من الإيمان. They are murji'ah because they do not count actions as a part of the Iman, and the answer is for that. I just briefly want to show you how the Ummah got destroyed seriously. So now I have two groups, right? You have the Khawarij, you have the Murji'ah. A third group appeared to solve the problem between both. They said, you know what? The one who is committing sin is not really kafir, is not really mu'min, he's in between, is mu'tazila. في منزلة بين المنزلتين. See how the shaitan now is fully in control? Now, after that, is three groups. That among them, they start getting divided. فَبَدَأُوا يَخُوضُونَ فِي أَسْمَاءِ اللَّهِ وَصِفَاتِهِ. Number one, they were talking about sin or no sin. Now, shaitan can give them upgrade. It starts getting higher and higher in misguidance. Now, instead of talking and debating about matters of qadar and all of this, they start talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, how do we know Allah? فبعضهم قال إن الله سبحانه وتعالى لا يعلم بالأمر إلا بعد حدوثه ليس هناك قضاء ولا قدر. They say Allah doesn't know anything until it happens. So what they deny, qada and qadar. They say there is nothing called qada, qadar, predestiny. Something is written and you will be tested for it. Doesn't exist. These are qadariyya, nufat al-qadar. The other one go against them. They say no. Everything is written. Whatever you do, you're not accountable. Allah has really, you drunk alcohol, Allah wrote it, decreed it upon you, so you're not accountable. So those are called al-jabriyya. And you can read books and books and books, how much time and effort was spent by the ulama of Ummah. Instead of progressing, at least we stayed in what we were, but a little bit we start hurting and harming each other. Ummah was going at full speed. All of a sudden it was stopped. Not slowed down, it was stopped. And the enemies of the Ummah found, subhanAllah, this is the best time. If you want to destroy this Ummah, this is the best time. Because they cannot see eye to eye with each other. Now comes the time of this ulama, rahmatullah alayhim. Imam Abu Hanifa suffered from this group too. And he debated some of them. So that shows you they were still there. Close to the end of the life of Sahaba, they appeared, generation of Sahaba, and continued for the Ummah. Now with the ulama, rahmatullah alayhim, start answering them and bringing the Ummah back. See the effort of the ulama. We start having an issue. Now number one, what is the word madhab means? And remember, this is not our lecture about clearing misconceptions about the madhabs. Tonight, we're just giving some warm-up, because the other one, we have to go step by step. So we have clear understanding, because we will be recording it. And once we record it, we don't want to be chopped. We want the whole lecture. So inshallah, if you want to go back to it, so this one is live. So testing the camera. It's like in Facebook. Inshallah, for us to just get an idea. But our lecture will be precisely academically done, so we can go back to what and refer to what inshallah. So what's the word madhab means? Madhab literally in Arabic means the way. The madhab. Which way do you go back? That's your madhab. The way I go home, that's your madhab. So when it comes to the Sharia, the madhab is a collection of the fatwas of the alim. So don't think it's a school and they have first grade, second grade, third grade. No, the teacher, no. The alim, Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi, is sitting. This is how he answered and he handled this case of Sharia. And the students are documenting what he's saying. So the madhab means the way. But in the other meaning is the collection of the fatwas of the Shaykh. That's it. That's what it is. That's what it means. The students are sitting, the Shaykh is explaining to them the deen, and he's going one step at a time, from the beginning to the end, and this is how he handled every single one of them. They were very powerful in Arabic, plus they understood overall the major aims and goals and objectives of Sharia. And Sharia comes for 5 things. ما هي مقاصد الشريعة? Objectives of Sharia, 5. حفظ النفس, preserving, protecting life, safeguarding life. Second one, while they do it, this is a way to remember it, inshallah. Life, with life, what do you need? حفظ العقل, your intellect. That's why it makes alcohol, drugs, haram. All of this will cover it, inshallah. Number 3, I'm physically, alhamdulillah, not harmed. I have my brain. Then I want to thank Allah for what He has given me. Have the deen, safeguarding your belief, your religion. The third one, have the bad, safeguarding and protecting your wealth. Number 5, have the nasl, safeguarding your progeny. This is your son, this is your daughter, this is what they get, inheritance, all of that. 5 things are the goals of Sharia. So the ulama, rahmatullah alayhim, what do? They put these 5 in front of them. And let me give you an example. At the time of Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi, there was no collection of hadith like we have after him. It was a few collections, very, very minimum, and the Quran. So the ulama, what they do? For example, they have a matter that they want to solve. But there is no ayah in the Quran about that specific matter. no hadith about that specific matter. Otherwise, we have the answer, right? Ayah is telling you about this, so we understand the ayah. That's the job of the ulama. Hadith is talking about that matter. We seek to understand, draw the rulings from the hadith. But you have no ayah, you have no hadith. Here comes the ijtihad of the ulama. So how do you make ijtihad? Some people, they think they have the wrong understanding of this matter. They think the ulama say it by opinion. This is his opinion. We need to get this out of our language. What is your opinion? What is the opinion of Abu Hanifa or Malik or Shafi'i or Ahmad? This is wrong. They never said their opinion. They tell you what the Sharia is telling you. So what do you do? Number one, they put these 5 items in front of them, aims and goals of Sharia. Then, based on other principles of Sharia, they will give you a fatwa. For example, you bring me a matter, and I see that you are complaining because you will not be able to do it this way, that way, that way. So back in my head, what do I put in my head? There is no Quran about it, there is no hadith about it, but you seem like you're suffering from it, it's difficult for you. What do I do as a alim? The back of my head, those ayat of this hadith start drawing the way for me to answer you. Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. Indeed, Allah wills ease in you and not difficulties, and I am a alim and I'm going to make it hard for you. So I see how they start. See how they start working? وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ فِي الدِّينِ مَنْ حَرَجٍ. He did not leave any discomfort for you in the deen. So alim will be like, if I can make it easy on my brother, that's what I'm going to do. Why? Because one of the principles of Sharia is to ease all these matters, lighten the burden of the people. Then comes the command of Rasulullah. All of you know the hadith, as in Bukhari and Muslim, يَسِّرُوا وَلَا تُعَسِّرُوا بَشِّرُوا وَلَا تُنَفِّرُوا. Be ease makers, and don't be difficulties makers. Be among those who bring the people closer, don't be among those who run the people away. So when I am a alim, and I put this in my head, I know how to deal with you. That's why you find the people who are making it difficult on the people, you have no clue what you're talking about. If Allah make it easy on me, you make it difficult on me. So you see, now this is our signs and indication that the person you're talking to does not fear Allah, like we said last time. They need to stop what they're doing. Take the camera every 30 minutes to stop, just in case. Just up to me and I will stop. So now, you understand where the ulama is coming from? Ulama fear Allah more than me and you. And before we talk about the madhab, we have to get to know who is Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayh. And you will be surprised that 95% of the people don't know who is Abu Hanifa. They don't know who he is. When you get to know this great man, this great imam, this great leader, this great scholar, you will have high respect and love for this. As we do, alhamdulillah. All the ummah respect our ulama. But when we get to know them more, we get to appreciate them more. Forget about the ilm. You have to learn about his taqwa, his righteousness, his ibadah, how he used to pray, how he used to make khatm al-Quran, how he used to behave himself, practice of the nubuwwah. Now you get to know this alim. That's what Allah wants us to love them and respect them. But what's happening is the opposite. Sometimes when we claim this is a Hanafi way, you just lied about Abu Hanifa. So you don't really respect him, you don't really know. Oh, this is where we're from, this is the Maliki madhab. Brother, you lied about Imam Malik. Why you are lying? Listen to this. What did we call the madhab? Is a collection of what? Of the fatwas of the alim, right? You claim Imam Malik said it? Yes? Show me where. It's documented. He said this is the way of Imam Ahmad, this is his fatwa. Show me. Every single fatwa of Imam Ahmad is documented. Abu Hanifa is documented. Shafi'i is documented. Maliki is documented. Documented. Not one student. Hundreds of students. So when you claim one to one of these scholars, you have to be very careful. Because we have it documented. We're going to break it. Where is it? If not, we just lied about that Imam. This is how serious it is. If we really love them, if we really respect them, we should not say anything unless we know exactly what they got. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi. Listen to what he said. قال لا يحل لأحد أن يأخذ بقولنا ما لم يعلم من أين أخذنا. Allah. You know, Abu Hanifa said, it's not halal for anybody to take our saying if he does not know where we took it from. One more time. It is not permissible, not halal, for anyone to take our saying if he does not know where we took it from. Another saying of his, قال يحرم على من لم يعرف دليلنا أن يفتي بقولنا. You know how powerful this is. It is haram for anybody who doesn't know my dalil to use my saying in his fatwa. Abu Hanifa rahmatullah قال والحديث الصحيح مذهبي. The authentic hadith is my madhab, is my way. And he said, if you find in Quran and Sunnah the opposite of what I said, follow the Quran and Sunnah, discard what I said. That's why the two great scholars of Imam Abu Hanifa, one of them is Yaqub, Abu Yusuf, and Muhammad bin Hassan al-Shaybani, these are great scholars of the Hanafi Madhahib. قال يا يعقوب أبو يوسف أتكتب كل ما أقول فإني أقول القول اليوم وأرجع عنه غدا وأقول القول غدا وأرجع عنه بعد غد. He said, are you writing everything I say? Be careful, because something I say today, I might change it tomorrow. Sometimes I'll be saying tomorrow, I change it after tomorrow. See how they work. Insisting on their student, no one did do it. All of them said that hadith is sahih with it. All of them said the authentic hadith is our madhab. And we will say, inshallah, in our next lecture, we will talk, we'll break all of their sin. All of them are declaring their innocence from what we are attributing to them. Another thing that I would like to clarify, some of us, because they grew up, now just hearing about madhabs, including ourselves when we were young, we were thinking that the four scholars were sitting in a big room and debating. Debating matters. That's what we were thinking. Do you know that the year when Abu Hanifa died, rahmatullah alayh, is the same year when Imam Shafi'i was born? It blew your mind. You think, what? Yes. You think Abu Hanifa was debating Shafi'i, Shafi'i was debating. No. Abu Hanifa died, rahmatullah alayh. Same year, Shafi'i was born. He was just born. Yeah. It clears some misconceptions. We still good, alhamdulillah. So this gives you a clear, Imam Malik قال كل يؤخذ من قوله ويترك إلا صاحب هذا القبر. Imam Malik says everybody, they're saying there is thing that you can take and thing you can reject except the one in this grave. And he wanted to the grave of Rasulullah. That will lead us to what Allah has commanded us to follow in Quran. Follow what? اتبعوا ما أنزل إليكم من ربكم. Follow that was revealed and sent down to you from your Lord. ولا تتبعوا من دونه أولياء. Don't follow besides that awliya, anybody. No matter how righteous or pious, it doesn't matter. Now Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what he said, إن أتبع إلا ما يوحى إليه. He himself sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who Allah given the authority to legislate, he said, indeed, I only follow that what was revealed to me. Rasulullah who would follow the Quran, and we follow the Quran and we follow him, well, the only human being on earth, the only human being in existence that we don't follow and follow blindly is Rasulullah. Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ وَلَا مُؤْمِنَةٍ إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَمْرًا أَن يَكُونَ لَهُمُ الْخِيَرَةُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِمْ. It doesn't befit any believer, man or female. Allah has decreed a matter, or Rasulullah and not or his messenger decreed a matter, he would have any choice left for them to pick and choose. وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ لَخُذُوهُ. Whatever brought to you by the messenger, fully take it. And we will bring in our lecture, we'll bring all these proofs and evidences. Hopefully, inshallah, we can make it into 3 lectures so we can cover everything. Because this is very important. So we follow the Quran, we follow the Sunnah. There are another group Allah told us to follow, They are following. Now, there is a group that they are following the Quran, right? And Allah wants us to follow them in the way they follow the Quran and Sunnah. Let me say it one more time. هناك من أمر الله باتباعه ولكن كيف نتبعه؟ هم يتبعون القرآن والسنة. فأمر الله سبحانه وتعالى أن نتبعهم في اتباعهم للقرآن والسنة. من هؤلاء؟ والسابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والذين اتبعوهم رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه. السابقون الأولون, the forerunners, first ones among the Muhajirin and Ansar. And those who follow the ihsan, the itqan, في اتباعهم القرآن والسنة. So they followed them. They did not follow them as legislators or as prophets or to be separate their legislation or they have the way we follow them blindly. No, we follow them in learning from them how they followed the Quran and Sunnah. Why? Because they were there. They were listening to the Quran. They were witnessing the wahy with their own eyes. Imagine a Sahabi sitting and he's the one that told us, carried the Quran to us. What do you think? Should I follow his way in following the Quran or do I come with our own way? That's why this Ummah is very powerful. Allah has prepared the whole generation called Sahaba, fully prepared. كيف يتعاملون منهجهم في التعامل مع الوحي. They have their way of dealing with revelation. How they deal with Quran. How they deal with Sunnah. They are coming from shirk and ibadat al-asnam. That they were transformed to be muwahhid. So they know the true value of Tawheed. How they dealt with revelation, we should learn how to behave towards the revelation the same way. So those are the only ones that we only follow Quran and Sunnah. And we want to understand how to follow. If I say, oh brother, we only follow Quran and Sunnah. And you ask me the question, how do you follow the Quran and Sunnah? Like الصابتون الأول from the Muhajirin and Ansar. Why? They reach a level that subhanallah. You know what Allah said? رضي الله عنهم ورضوا. Allah is very pleased with them. They are very pleased with them. How can you not follow the understanding of this generation as how they dealt with the Quran and the Sunnah? That's where we're coming from. So we cleared that misconception, that thinking that the ulama were sitting and debating. No, they were not. Another thing, if you think that any of the four, how many madhabs do we generally have?
But or main, many, or in Clinton.
At least the one I personally studied 23. That we'll share with you. Another version. Yeah, we'll share with 23 madhabs. Some madhabs, they existed even before Imam Malik. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi was the first one that his fatwas were connected. We will talk. We have to talk Abu Hanifa and Imam. How he was fighting this philosophers and big fitness. Shows you how much time and effort they put. كان عالما جليلا, one of the greatest scholars of this school, Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah. And when you study the Madhahib al-Hanafi, you get to realize what kind of Imam he is. And we get to talk about his biography in separate inshallah. Series will be called biographies. We have to cover these 4 Imams. And we have covered another 6 Imams, which is Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawud, Ibn Majah, Nasai, Tirmidhi. You have to know these. Yeah, Rawal Bukhari. Who is Bukhari? Abu Hanifa. Who is Abu Hanifa? Who is Shafi'i? Who is Ahmad? These are our scholars. These are our scholars. There is no goodness in us if we don't know. Those who have served the deen for us, made the deen so easy for us to understand. ولذلك من أوسع المذاهب المذهب الحنفي. One of the widest and vastest madhab is the Hanafi madhab. It's the Hanafi madhab. It's very wide and very vague, open, huge. You need to put some time and effort to understand their ruling, how the instructor, the ruling, to understand the madhab. You cannot just be, oh brother, I'm going to study. Then when I tell you what are you studying in the Hanafi madhab, you show me a book about that thing. Is that what it is? No. You can, and I'm not trying to discourage you. You can have a book smaller than that, but we call it method. Method. The method is the deck, or the platform, or the foundation.
What the ulama did, they would collect all these fatwas, but they would remove the evidences. And they would link it together so you can memorize it. Once you memorize it, you go back and attach the evidence back so you memorize the whole madhab. But to go memorize my madhab, we cannot, I guarantee you. But if you do, by the time you finish, you'd be too old to even talk. Would defeat the purpose. So ulama come up with a quicker way. They give you the method, they memorize it. You come in front of the sheikh, you give him the, like you read in the Fatiha. You give him the method without understanding. When he approves you for that, that means that's step number one. Then you go back, you're going to come back to the alim. What do? Whatever you memorize, you start attaching the evidences back to him. Then you come in front of him. You know, one mas'ala you might have to give 15 hadiths, 17 ayah, this. Then you have to go back, sit in front of the alim and give him back all these evidences with the matter. If he likes it, he'll approve you for the second step. That is not the third one. He'll approve you. Now you're approved. Then you have to go to the third. If he doesn't approve it, you have to go over the review. Sometimes it may go 7 times before he tells you it's okay. Shows you the amana. This is an amana. Third one, you come back. You've memorized the method. You memorize it with evidence. Then you have to explain. What does it mean? They don't want to just computer. No. Tell us what you understand from this. Like Ata, if I'm not mistaken, one of the students from Abbas, he said, he made me read the Quran, stopped me in every ayah, Quran from the beginning to end, stopping me at every ayah, asking me the tafsir for it. That's how he took it from his alim. This is the way it is. Ata, one of the tabi'een, one of the students, great students of Ibn Abbas, imagine it's me, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You have to stop. What that means? Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What that means? 6,236 ayat. You have to give me the tafsir for each and every one of you in order to be approved. This is what all these madhahib are all about. You don't think you're going to be approved and you're going to be talking on behalf of one madhab, and you do not really master the madhab, you're not. And the people who do master the madhab, they don't talk. Because they don't. Wallahi, the ones they don't talk. You master the madhab, they don't talk. They know the ones who are talking, making too much noise. They have no clue. The more you learn, the more you get heavier. You don't get lowered by any nonsense. So briefly, this is what happened. That during the time of Abu Hanifa, rahmatullah alayhi, it was not as much collection. The first one ever to collect the hadith, authentic hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was who? First one ever is that Imam Malik. Imam Malik al-Ma'mur, there was 2 schools. School of Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu and school of Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu. 2 major schools. These are 2 great scholars of Sahaba. Abdullah ibn Abbas is very flexible. Flexible. Ibn Umar is very strict. كان متشددا ابن عباس رضي الله عنه. مترفسا. أما ابن عمر كان متشددا معروفا عليه التشدد. وقال نقول للإمام مالك: وطئ لنا كتابا توفق فيه بين رخص ابن عباس وشدائد ابن عمر. وطئ يعني لين وجعلنا سهل المنال. So Mahmud, the leader at the time, the Khalifa, told Imam Malik, why don't you put a book together, very easy and simple, balancing between the flexibility of Ibn Abbas and the strictness of Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu. That's why Imam Malik teaches Muwatta. We'll talk about the Muwatta, how many hadiths was in the beginning, how he keep rectifying it until you have the book that we have today in Muwatta. That's the beginning of the Muwatta. Imam Malik, that's how he put it, this is the reason. And he put only authentic hadiths. And he will show you how authentic it is. Do you know how many people are between Imam Malik and the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Abu Hanifa said, have seen, he was young, he's seen some Sahaba. We'll talk about that. But we're talking about Imam Malik after Imam Shafi'i, not after him, after he died. But come after him in the ranking, as far as the timing and the teaching. Imagine Imam Malik, he's learning from, he's a student of Nafi'. Nafi' is a tabi'i. And Nafi' is a student of Ibn Umar. So how close is Imam Malik to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam? How many men? Two.
You know, they met up the pump, right?
Oh, Sahabi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2. So it's only Nafi'.
No, حتى منها. I know تابعي تابعي. So it will count as two. Because he's tabi'i of tabi'i. So there is a tabi'i of tabi'i, there is the tabi'i, there is the sahabi. So if he was a sahabi, of course, in says he didn't see him, he got to see the sahaba, see sahabi. So that you will be tabi'i, but Imam Malik never said the sahaba. See Nafi. Imagine most of his what I will find narration, he took it from Nafi, from Ibn Umar. That's how authentic. Some people tell you the Sunnah was written 300 years. We'll talk about this too, inshallah. So that shows you briefly, it was not a collection, that the collection of hadith was, let me put it to you this way. And don't bother with this because too much information, this warm up. When we go take one part of the time, it will be clear. And it will be recorded, inshallah. So every madhab have 3 generations. The first generation, second generation, third generation. First generation كان like the head, الرأس، هي التي كان يعيش فيها الإمام مع طلبته. والجيل الثاني جيل الطلبة، والجيل الثالث جيل طلبة الطلبة. So the first one is when the Imam was alive. Second one, his students. Third one is the students of his students. All the 4 madhabs. All of them. So in the first generation, let's say Madhab al-Hanafi, they did not have much collections of hadith, right? In his time, in the Ummah, there was not collection of hadith, the whole Ummah, it was not. Here it is. Then during his students, alhamdulillah, becomes some collection available. So his students, what they have the fatwas at the time of when they were with the Shaykh. Now they have the fatwas, but in the time when more collection is done. Now I want you to tell me about the third generation. What they have? They have the fatwas of the first generation. They have the fatwas of second generation. And now almost the collection of hadith is complete. Which generation have most of the material? Third generation. Let me explain to you this. When you sit with me, tell me, brother, this is in the Maliki madhab. What that tell me? It tell me one thing, that you don't know nothing about Maliki madhab. That's what it means. Why? If you truly good in Hanbali, Shafi'i, or Hanafi, you will find these scholars. Shafi'i, if you really master the madhab, when you mention a fatwa belonging to the madhab, you would follow it with a scholar with a book. Where is it in the book? Or what? This is perfection of the madhab. Why? Because if you say it's of this madhab. Now, was it in the first generation? Let's say it was in the first generation. What guarantee you have that he was not changed in the second generation? What guarantee you have he was not changed in the third generation? Muhammad bin Yusuf, Shaybani rahmatullah, Abu Yusuf, and these are the great scholars of Hanafi madhab. Muhammad bin Hassan, Shaybani. If Imam Abu Hanifa is supposed to give the class today, right? Teach us halaqah today, right? Abu Hanifa, for some reason, did not show up. Muhammad ibn Hassan showed up. You know what the ulama said? You're not going to miss anything. You know what that means? How perfectly he knows the madhab of Imam Abu Hanifa. You're not going to miss nothing. And rest assured, you're not miss nothing. And Zafar and all of those great scholars. Do you know that Imam Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani خالف إمامه في أكثر من ثلث المذهب? Do you know he has fatwas different than the fatwa of Imam Abu Hanifa in more than a third of the madhab? Not in 2 mas'ala, 10 mas'ala. More of 1/3 of the madhab. Now we go back and revise. Did he really have different opinion, or did he go against, or did he go different from Imam Abu Hanifa? He went exactly with the teachings of Abu Hanifa. Why? Al-Hadith al-Sahih wa madhabi. They even said if Abu Hanifa was here, this is what he would do. He told you, he followed his wasiyah. The authentic hadith is my madhab. And if you find something I said, you find the Quran and Sunnah something different from what I said, follow the Quran and Sunnah, get rid of what I said. So when we find out authentic hadith, is this the opposite of the fatwa? And we find the authentic hadith. Are we going to stick with the fatwa, or are we going to stick with the hadith, authentic hadith? And when we follow the authentic hadith, are we following the advice of Abu Hanifa or not? So are we still with Abu Hanifa or not? 100%. 100% you're going with Abu Hanifa. Because he told you and he clears his conscience before Allah in dunya before akhirah. He said, if you find anything opposite of what I said, follow that. Because that's my saying. So his ulama, what they did, they followed his way. So whenever they would find a saying, a hadith now, before we didn't have hadith, now we have hadith, and the fatwa was this way, hadith is this way. They put the fatwa, they follow the hadith. Why? Because of the advice and the wasiyah, the will of Imam Abu Hanif. Imam Malik said the same thing. Imam Shafi'i was even tougher on this matter. Imam Ahmad would not even bother. He would not even look about it twice. If you find a hadith, he's all saying, you find Imam Ahmad have more than 11 saying about one matter. And we'll bring examples, inshallah. What matter? How can you have many different? Because today, he built on this hadith, that he found out the hadith is weak. He rejected it. Next, until he found what authentic it is. That's how powerful it was. So for us not understanding the greatness of this scholar, greatness of the work they've done, that's why we deal with them like talking about anybody and everybody. That's not the way it was. So inshallah, when the more we learn about the madhab, the more we learn about the scholars, the more we have to make dua for them. The more we love them, the more we have a high respect for them, the more we would never say, oh, this is Hanafi man. Oh, this is Maliki brother. Because I'm from Morocco, we have Maliki, this is Malik. No, you just lied about Imam Malik. Imam Malik said this. Yeah, okay, here is his book. Show me what it is. They think you get away with it, show me. Here is every single fact. Oh, we have Shafi'i. You don't have Nufi. Here is his words. Where is Imam Shafi'i said that? Their words are documented. Why? Because this is a blessing from Allah for this ulama. Most of you never loved me before, right? A lot of people, how many people know me? My family, my friends. Who does not know Abu Hanif? They don't know Muhammad. Why? Because this is a blessing from Allah. ذَلِكَ فَضْلُ اللَّهِ يُؤْتِيهِ مَن يَشَاءُ. Who doesn't know Imam Shafi'i? Who doesn't know Imam Ahmad? Who doesn't know Imam Malik? Why these four are very special knowledge to the Ummah? Because they have ikhlas, sincerity with Allah. Allah put their names in dunya before akhirah to be lasting with us. لذلك لما جاء حديث الإمام مالك وقال يا إمام إن هؤلاء أهل ضلال يكتبون ويؤلفون كتب ويجرون بين الناس فقال لا عليك إنما يكتب الله البقاء لما كان فيها خالصا لوجهه. يعني الموطأ يروي عنه أكثر من 400 راوي عن الإمام مالك. Imam Malik was told by one student, yeah, Imam, these deviant people, they are writing books. They are writing things, spreading it upon people. What do we do? So don't worry about it. Allah will bless only the one among it that was clearly, purely for His sake. Now when you have more than 400 narrators narrated the Muwatta of Imam Malik, I'm going to stop that. How many people narrated the Madhab of Imam Abu Hanif, Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad? It's lasted with us because he was خالص لله عز وجل. ولذلك الإمام مالك رحمة الله عليه كان في الورع أن جاءه خالد بن فتاش، جاءه من المغرب وسأله في 40 سؤالا فأجابه في 8 وأجاب الباقي بالله أعلم. قال بعثني قومي، قال اذهب إلى إمام المدينة فإن عنده علم. قال فأعود إليه وأقول له ذهبت إلى المدينة وجدت الإمام مالك ولم أجد عنده علم. خلص. Imagine somebody traveling from like Morocco is all the way to Medina, not an airplane. At that time with Imam Malik. So he went there, he had 40 questions that was circulating in the country. They didn't have answers. They told him, if you go to Hajj, start by Medina, see Imam Malik, ask him these 40 questions, write the answers, then come back. It was very, very known to the Ummah, Imam Abu Hanifa at that time, but Imam Malik, rahmatullah alayhi. So he came to him and he asked him 40 questions. Now we're going to know how heavy these scholars were. He asked him 40 questions. He answered 8. 22, he says, Allah A'lam. I said, yeah, Sheikh, coming all the way from Maghrib, all the way here. So my people told me, go to Imam al-Madinah. He has our ilm, he has knowledge. I said, you know what to do? Go back to your people. Tell them I went to Medina and I met Imam Malik. He has no ilm. So how do you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? They fear Allah. Like brothers now, they come, Sheikh, quick question. All right? Quick question. What come to Imam Malik? قال سؤال بسيط. قال ويحك ليس في الدين أمر بسيط. الله يقول لنبينا إنا سنلقي عليك قولا ثقيلا. شوف يا خير. Wallahi, brothers, we need to study these ulama. Allah blessed us with them. والله العظيم كما قال الحسن لولا العلماء لكنا أكثر البهائم. Hassan said that without ulama we may no differ from the cattle. What come to Imam Malik? A simple question. He said, watch what you say. There is no simple question in deen. Allah said to Rasulullah, we shall send down to you heavy saying, heavy revelation. What do you mean? Quick question, simple question. So this is briefly, inshallah. I will open for questions and answers. Is it still live? This is again, don't count this as we talked about the madhabs. No, just briefly mixed. We'll see how it started, how it developed, how it was spread, how it got lost, and how other ulama came back. Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, the Qudama al-Maqdisi, all of these ulama, Ibn Jawzi, Ibn Qayyim, these ulama who came and brought the ummah back to stay out of this fitna. فرد الأمة بيسمى الفقه المقارن. يبدو كفة إلى الأخذ بالدليل. To bring the ummah back to take the dalil and clear what was attributed to these madhabs, which is lies after lies after lies. They clear all of that, clear all this nonsense from the. Well, we'll talk about that generation, inshallah. So, you have any questions, inshallah?
So, Sheikh, the next program will be on the Imam Abu Hanifa's right?
There will be 1 month. This month was the month of Fiqh. There will be 1 month, we call it biographies. And that month, so you don't get distracted. It's like if we talk about one topic, then next halaqah is another topic. One is seerah, one is fiqh, one is aqidah. That month would be biographies. It would be 4 halaqat covering all the 4 imams. We're going to go the first Friday, Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad. And we'll be recording all of it. We have to know our ulama. So we show them all respect. It doesn't harm them. It doesn't bother them. Because as we mentioned, they cleared their conscience in life before they die. In this dunya before they die. So inshallah we'll cover them. There will be a separate month inshallah, which is about biographies. Then after that we cover the 6 imams, which is Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawud, Ibn Majah, Nasa'i, and Tirmidhi. So that way we have a clear idea what these people have done. When you say Bukhari, say Rahmatullah alayh. When you say Abu Hanifa, say Rahmatullah alayh. And they'll say, oh, you know Malik, who's Malik? Somebody went with you to the high school? Come on, don't respect the Shaykh. Wallah, when you get to know them, you love them so much. And you see how much they've done. These are people who keep the ummah together. You know, Imam Abu Hanifa was tortured. These are people who were standing all in the ummah, Shaykh. Ummah was destroyed. You remember the 5 pillars we mentioned? These ulama come after that to bring the ummah back to the haqq, and to the straight path, to the sirat al-mustaqim. Imam Malik, عُتِّبَ حَتَّى خُلِعَتْ ذِرَاعَهُ. They dislocated his shoulder. Do you know Imam Malik, they shaved his beard? Tortured them because of one fatwa. And Imam Ahmad كان يجلد حتى يغمى عليه. Imam Ahmad, he used to be bitten till he lost consciousness. And you come here and talk about them like, subhanallah. Allah chose them after the prophets. These are the inheritors of the prophets. They're very special. We have to give them their ranking and position in our heart and our mind. They're talking about them like I'm talking about. That's totally disrespectful. Allah will take the barakah from us. And we will not be the people following the Quran and Sunnah. If you follow the Quran and Sunnah, how should we behave according to Quran? والذين جاءوا من بعدهم ماذا يقول؟ ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ربنا ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا الذين. When we have to say in the Quran, those who come after them, after the generation, ربنا اغفر لنا, will not forgive our sins, and those who went forth before us in Iman, and Allah put no ill feeling towards those who went before us in Iman. Oh, we're not thanking Allah for blessing us with this ulama. We're not sending rahmah on this ulama. When we talk about this ulama, we have to. Then with their biographies, we teach on all them even closer, inshallah. Questions? No questions? Alhamdulillah.
So I heard from one of the brothers that called me. He said, what mazhab are you? Not really. I don't. No, you have to follow a mazhab. Why? I've just you have to follow a mazhab. I'll give you reasons why. Well, I think this is reason. But some people have this notion that you have to follow a mazhab.
Yeah.
What
There's brother, this is something we will cover. There is a saying that you have to follow your madhab. What is your madhab? Then you have to follow your madhab. This is what I'm going to prove that is baseless. It doesn't have any place in the deen. When you are a student of knowledge, I can ask you which one I'm doing to start on knowledge by studying. That's okay. You will follow and take this madhab, because one of you says, Shaykh, I want to start fiqh, memorize which madhab. I would say pick one that is easy for you, memorize it. Why? Because you want to seek knowledge, right? How are you going to do it? Just get lost? So this ulama, make it easy for you. You put together for us. Pick any whatever you want. You want Maliki, fine. You want Hanafi, fine. Pick it. Why? Because we want to organize your journey in seeking knowledge. How do we organize it? You remember when we talked last time? We said there is no different opinion, 4 opinions. How many do we need? 3 versus 1 or 2 versus 2. So all total you're going to have 2 opinions, right? Right? Let's say I memorize the Hanafi madhab and become an expert in the Hanafi madhab, right? How easy for me to know those who are agreeing with me and those who are not agreeing? Imagine it is 3 versus 1. I know the madhab Hanafi. I know the Shafi'i is in agreement. I know Maliki is in agreement. I know it's easy for me to know that the only one is not in agreement in this matter is what? What? Huh? The Hanbali. The Hanbali. Right? See how I memorize the 4 madhabs? How quick it become? When you have one, you know who is with the same opinion and who is against. That's why you ended up memorizing all the 4 madhabs when you get one. But you have to have madhab. This statement is completely wrong, Islamic. And we will answer. You have to have a madhab. You have to follow a madhab. And we will show you from the 3rd generations, they no longer show that inflexibility. They were very flexible. I'll give you example for some books. نذكر راية تخريج الأحاديث الإمام الزيلعي رحمة الله عليه is Hanafi, pure Hanafi man. But when you read the book, they say no. This is another madhab. This is what's built in this hadith. This hadith is weak. So the authentic is what's being followed by Shafi'i. See how break the ummah back is Hanafi 100%. Imam Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, one of the great Hafiz of the hadith, great scholars of the Fiqh, is Shafi'i. Look at his book, تلخيص الحبير. يعني خرج حديثه في Shafi'i. Very flexible. القدامى المقدسي, in his great book, is Hanbali, but you read him like, no. Is this way or is this way? He goes by the need, whatever it is. Then he supports the dalil as it goes. All the 4 madhab, another generation came, got rid of all this fiqh, because it was bad. It was bad. There is no way you can tell this is the ummah that worship one Allah, have one Quran, followed one message. It's just impossible. Imagine it becomes haram to marry one another where that exists. And consider not praying being behind it. And because for some reasons that other generation comes like, wow, this is an extreme. Imagine somebody who comes and when they read the Quran, reading the Salah, alhamdulillah, we don't have that issues these days, but we have still some jahiliyyah going on. Fight now, and read the Salah and I say, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And some people will leave. And if I come and say, Alhamdulillah, the other group will leave. Because this one, they say, if you don't say it loud, your salat is batil. The other one say, if you say it loud, your salat is batil. So I just said, me and what did it say? Why is it batil? Rasulullah did batil. That's what other generation have said, oh, here is the hadith, here is the hadith. This is in Bukhari Muslim, this is in Bukhari Muslim. He did loud and he did quiet. So this generation is like, come on. You were not really focusing on Quran and Sunnah. You were more focusing on the person. That person tells you, Yawm al-Qiyamah, I'm innocent from you. Yawm al-Nadru kulla unasin bi imamihim. Surah al-Isra. The day when we call the people behind the imam. Okay, who's your imam? Huh? So, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when you go look for Abu Hanifa, what are you going to find? This standing by himself or standing behind the Rasul? So you're going to come to the middle room, come this way. But stay away from me. I don't know what I have nothing to do. You see, this is my imam. I never told you to follow me. And I'll conclude with that. You will never find it. Any of this, alhamdulillah, never ever said follow me. Never follow the Qur'an. Because they know Qur'an and Sunnah more than me. They fear Allah more than me. They have taqwa more than me. Allah bless them. Enough to know that Allah made their names lasting in dunya before akhirah. The whole Ummah talks about this. How many times their names are mentioned throughout the world? The name of Allah, the name of Muhammad, the name of these scholars. We'll leave it at that, inshallah. I mean, if you don't have any, well, we would answer. And we'll be the ones who say that it was very big time in Jahiliyyah too. And he said, if it was correct, my sheikh could have said it. Meaning, if it's not said by my sheikh, it has to be wrong. لو كان صوابا لقال به شيء. See how big is this Jahiliyyah? Very serious matter. So please, again, don't consider this as our halaqah about the adabs. Since a lot of brothers show up, it's getting cold. We don't want anybody to miss the orfa. And all this halaqat will be inshallah recorded and relevant to inshallah. Last question, if we don't have none, we'll wrap it up.
These lectures like summarized in a book we can follow.
A book? I can put it together, inshallah. But would like you to do like me, want you to memorize it.
No, we would like to. Yes.
Khalas, if you give you the material, you memorize it. Ya Rabbi, I say yes. Why not? Allah Akbar. Memorize, read and memorize and repeat and I'll tell you both. Do you remember it?
تفضل بعد ده هذا في يوم الصلاة العصر أنت مع الشمس يعني وإذا صلاة المطلع ما
about the timings of salat, like here, they follow what ijtihad of which one. They don't follow the madhab. They follow ijtihad of madhab what? Which one? Al-Hanafi. So 100% correct. We have to know what it's coming from. And the other ones that follow the other one is 100% correct. Both of them, depending on how you have translated and read the hadith, both of them are 100% correct. And there are people who go in another way which doesn't exist. تأخير الصلاة أحيانا هي أكثر عند المذهب الحنفي من المذاهب. تجد الأذان متأخرا وهذا كما يسمونه صحيح طلب من الأحاديث الصحيحة. لكن هناك من قد يأتي بأوقات أخرى حتى في معظم الدول تسمى الدول الإسلامية يصلون الفجر قبل الوقت ويصلون العشاء في وقت أذان العشاء. There are some countries, so-called Muslim countries, believe you pray Fajr before time. You'll be shocked. Majority. You see, by the time you pray Fajr and go home, it's not Adhan yet. I had a big debate with them. And subhanAllah, very clear. And they pray Isha, they call the Adhan of Isha 100% wrong. 100% wrong. Adhan of Isha. Because the Adhan of Isha, immediately whenever the Shafa, Hadith Jabir is inside, this can قال صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة المغرب إذا وجبت الشمس ما لم يسقط الشفق. الشفق هو هذا الانحدار في السماء. فمن يوم ما نطق بهذا الحديث إلى يومنا هذا لم يختلف اثنان على أنه إذا سقط الشفق خرج وقت المغرب ودخل وقت العشاء. Rasulullah said the time of Maghrib, and in Jabir al Muslim, whenever the sun goes down, as long as the shafa, which is the red color of the sky, as long that does not disappear. Clear? From when he said this hadith until this clearly I'm talking to you, there are no two scholars in the entire history of the Ummah. They have two different opinions. All of them agreed, because this is the saying of the Rasul. It's clearly said, as long as the red doesn't go down, right? What that means when the red is going down? Maghrib is what? What's in? Okay. I timed it myself after Maghrib. And I sat down and watched the Shofar. I gave a lecture about it. I told the brother, I done it in the city. I done it by the lake. I was in Florida. And it was time for Maghrib. And I told the brothers, let's go to the beach and let's pray on the sand. And I give him this about the timings of Salah, according to all the hadith. Then I said, let's time something. SubhanAllah, was almost close to 40 minutes. Now, the problem is, when you come and put between Maghrib and Isha 1 hour and a half, what did you get it from? I had a long discussion with some Imams and Mashayikh. And what did you get? Tell me where you got it from. Here is the Shafaq, he's gone. Okay, what are you waiting for? Here is the Shafaq, it's gone. What are you waiting for? That I hear, because there was an issue with Ramadan. In our masjid, we prayed Isha 9:30, started Tarawih. They are 10:15. That's before I did like 10 or 5 or something like Iqamah. They were having a problem when Ramadan came. They said, oh, Shaykh Atif was going 9:30, Shaykh 4 come. They said, Madhahib Atif. That's what she thought. Allah forgives some of the brothers. They said, should we pray behind the Shaykh? Should you pray with him? And when you go home, you repeat yourself.
That's fine.
Okay, fine. It's fine. You see, when you talk without knowledge, it's fine with me. Ramadan came. We have 9:30. The people was like, wow, Shaykh, this is... She said, yeah, we can't go 9:30. Ramadan. They switched to 9:30. Now it's correct now. It's not wrong. SubhanAllah. Call the adhan on time. Then making your qiyamah at midnight. Call adhan in time. And I told this Mashayikh with me. I said, okay. I look at your calendar. In your masjid, your calendar says Isha 9:48. Clear? Adhan in your calendar says 9:48. And your muaddin calls adhan 9:48. If I come to the your masjid and I pray Maghrib 9:45, is it qada or adhan? Is it on time or is it making up? He said, of course made up. I said, are you trying to melt my brain or what? If it is qada, your adhan of Isha is Maghrib is out. Isha, that's what you call it. Isha is now. Then when I come at 45, you tell me it's qada. How? Why you call it adhan 48? You only call the adhan to let me know that the salat, previous salat is over. The next salat is in. And you have no answer. I give him the hadith, and you have no answer. Just guessing it. It's easy to print the calendar through it, post it by the wall. I said, brother, call the adhan at time, right? Let's say adhan is 8:30. Let's say adhan like now, let's say 7 o'clock. Call an adhan at times. But the community said, we just get off work. Okay, what's the best time for you? 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock, let's do it. Even this, we have to have proof for it. And listen to hadith of المؤمنين عائشة رضي الله عنها, والحديث عند الإمام مسلم عند الإمام النسائي. قال أحكم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ذات ليلة حتى, brother, you the one all it. I told you we finished doctor. حتى ذهب نحو من شطر الليل حتى نام أهل المسجد ثم خرج فصلى العشاء وقال إنه لوقتها لا أن أشق على أمتي. هذا وقت العشاء. Rasulullah sallallahu one time stayed very late at night until past midnight, Shari'ah time, not the midnight 12. Shari'ah time was closed like 11 or so. Until a lot of people start falling asleep. Then he came out, prayed Isha. Listen to this hadith. Said, by Allah, this is the time of Isha. If it was not to make it difficult on my heart. Then we go to hadith Jabir radiallahu anhu with Bukhari and Muslim. كان صلى الله عليه وسلم يصلي الظهر بالهجيرة والعصر والشمس بيضاء نقية والمغرب إذا وجبت الشمس والعشاء كان أحيانا يعجلها وأحيانا يؤجلها. لماذا؟ فإذا رآه اجتمعوا عجل وإذا رآه أجل. وكان يصلي الصبح بغلس. Look how clear it is. Sahaba were learning the timing. Jabir radiallahu anhu, the one who told us hadith, he said, Rasulullah used to pray Dhuhr by Hajira when the sun is not perfectly in the middle. والشمس العصر when the sky is still clear, there is no yellowish color in it. And Maghrib whenever the sun goes down. And Isha, sometimes you will pray it early time, sometimes you will delay it. Why we pray it at early time? Let's say the adhan is 7:30. He may pray at 7:40, right? Pray sunnah that start. Sometimes he will delay it. We pray at 9. What makes him Rashid to delay? The hadith, Jabir said, whenever everybody is ready, he pray it in his early time. When they take it, their time is still arriving, he would delay it to give the jama'ah. We do the same thing. Call the adhan on time, and delay the iqamah till everybody makes it. Follow the Quran and follow the sunnah. Is the hadith clear? It's no translation, no inspiration, no offering. Brothers, you want to go home or you want to stay here?
I do have an important question. Can I ask it? This week or
we will cover the timing, how to time it between the 4 schools. I don't like to call them schools, but the collection of the madhabs are tomorrow.
So Sheikh, if I come to this masjid, Jacob, the Asr is, according to the Hanafi madhab, is late. So if I pray my Dhuhr prayer before the Asr adhan is given, is this qada or not?
That's what we were told to the book.
Yeah.
You see, if I call the adhan, what that means? It means the salat before the adhan is out. The salat that I call the adhan is in. Let's say I call the asr. What happened to Dhuhr? It's gone. It's gone. As long as I have not called the adhan, and that is correct. If they are following it that way, yes. Before their adhan, your Dhuhr is correct. Because that timing is also correct based on the hadith we will explain.
Oh.
So you're 100% correct. But those who do it a little bit earlier, they are also correct, and we will show the hadiths.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Are you okay?
It's just that.
Just keep coming.
It's just that. Publish.
Allah. We late. He says it's going to be very old in the morning. Please make sure to keep those faucets dripping throughout the night, because if you have a little bit of water wasted or collected, my house always collected the water, to be honest with you. Put a nice bucket and everyone collect whatever we like. You don't want to go through that disaster. And try, inshallah, to keep those faucets dripping, so avoid any reasons as well. Jazakumullah for subhanahu wa ta'ala.